honor and respects. This is Sancista Brujo Luis. So you probably don't even have to adjust your video. You're probably looking at my beard and saying, I've never seen Sancista Brujo Luis with facial hair. I decided to do something different for this fall. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. It's a little bit itchy. But anyways, this month, September of this year, 2017, marks 30 years. 30 years that I have been using the tarot deck. And so I decided to make a video on that, just to mark the anniversary of when I purchased my first tarot deck. But before I do make this video, I want to give out a couple of shout outs. First to Crimson Queen. I think her name was Crimson Queen. She sent me a beautiful Spanish tarot deck from Canada, and I still have it. I was in Puerto Rico, and so I haven't unpacked. I'm been very lazy, and I came from Puerto Rico, and I just got back into doing business, into doing my spiritual readings and my clients. So I haven't really unpacked. But she sent me this Spanish Rider Waite, and I think it's from Germany, I'm not sure. So I just want to say thank you, Crimson Queen, for that. That was a really nice gift. I also want to say thank you to White Raven Witch, who sent me this book. A lot of my followers, and she has a YouTube channel, go check her out. But she sent me this book, The Key of Solomon. She knows I collect grimoires. It's really shiny, so I don't know if you can see it here. But she sent it to me. She said she never really used it or read it. It's a big book. It's got the seals, and I'll show you something fell out. I don't know if you can see the author and all that. Check it out. Sorry about the glare. And again, to Crimson Queen, who sent me that tarot deck from Canada. Very much. Thank you very much. So anyways, 30 years. Yeah, 30 years that I've been reading tarot deck. So I wanted to make this video to commemorate that, to pay homage, or for the anniversary of that, and give you a simple history of how I picked my first tarot deck, which was actually a surprise. It wasn't something that I was expecting to do. So it was the year, and I'm going to give my age, and if my beard hasn't given you my age, then I don't know what's going to give you my age, because usually I'm nice and cleanly shaved in my videos. But it was 1987, and at that time I was a 17-year-old kid, and I was working in the summertime. I was working as a lifeguard and a camp counselor. And I've been working since I've been 14 years old. My mom and my dad, they made sure that we worked. We wanted all these things. They pay the rent, they feed us. You want that extra clothing, those extra sneakers, you got to go to work. So anyways, I was a camp counselor, and I was also a lifeguard. And I remembered that this was a summer job. This was 1987, and I was working for Camp Weedumu, and I can remember, I can still even sing the songs to Camp Weedumu. But anyways, let me skip that part. So anyways, it was September, and I remember that I was in the transition of, I had already left Camp Weedumu, and I was looking for a fall job. And I think my job after Camp Weedumu, I started working, I don't know if it was McDonald's or Burger King, one of those places. But I remember that it was around this time, September 29th or so, around that time, because they were announcing a Halloween ball, and I was still looking for a job. So I still had some summer money from my lifeguard job, and I said, you know what, with this money I'm gonna go buy myself a Halloween costume. Now, where I lived in those days, I still live in the same city, but in those days there was a shop called the Record Lane, and the Record Lane would sell records, what you guys call, I guess, MP3s or whatever you guys call it today, but they had records and 8-track tapes and cassettes. There was no CDs in those days. But I said, let me go buy a costume. So I remember I had went and I was looking, I picked out a costume for this Halloween party, because I wasn't sure if I was going to have money or if I was going to have a job, which I did find a job afterwards. I think it was McDonald's, Burger King. But anyways, I picked out a costume, And I said, let me look for accessories. So there's a section, at the time, there was a section that you would walk in and there was a whole bunch of gadgets, 80s gadgets, all this 80s stuff. And then in the back, there was the Halloween costumes. So I picked out my Halloween costume and then I went to look for, what do you call these things? Makeup and whatever you know, use for Halloween costume. So I remembered I was looking through the glass shelf and there, and I don't remember if it was a Rider-Waite tarot deck. I don't remember what deck it was, but there was, it said it, Tarot, El Tarot. And I said, oh my God, I want that. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why I wanted Tarot. I had seen tarot, of course, advertised in comic books and all that, but I had never seen tarot decks in person. Now, remember, my grandmother in Puerto Rico, she was an espiritista, and when they had the spiritual reunions in Puerto Rico, the mediums would give evidencias, okay, to the people who would come to the templo. But when people would come to her house for private consultations or readings, she would give evidencias, but she would also consult with La Baraja Española. La Baraja Española is the Spanish tarot deck. And I had my own Baraja Española. I still have it. I still have a few Baraja Española. But I was never really, it was just never for me. And so I saw this tarot deck and I said, and I'm thinking it was a Rider-Waite. And I said, you know, I want it. It was like, I don't remember. It was in the 80s. I don't even know how much it cost. So I remember that I bought it. I bought my Halloween costume. I brought it home and I started that little booklet. It comes with this little booklet, you know, the tarot decks come with the little booklets. And I started, you know, learning the tarot. This was 1987. It's 30 years ago. It's a long time ago. So I started learning and I started reading for my friends and for family members. And then after my high school year, I remember that it was a trip to Boston. And I don't remember the name of the record shop that was in Boston. There was a record shop that had like 5 floors and they had books. And I found a book on learning the mysteries of the tarot. So I bought this book, and this was a year after I had graduated from high school. I was in college now. And so during my first years of college, I was taking psychiatry, human psychology. I wanted to be a therapist. I wanted to be a therapist or a detective. That's just who I wanted to be. So as I was studying psychology and all that, and human psychology, world religions, spiritualities from the world, and all these other things that I was really interested in those days. On my off times, I would be studying the tarot. So yeah, 30 years later, I am still reading El Tarot. And one of my favorite decks is still, I don't think it was a Rider deck. In my mind, it was a Rider deck. I don't think it was a Rider deck. But in my mind, it was. And I still use the Rider today. You know, I'm not really a tarot collector. They're all backwards. I'm not really a tarot collector. I like to use what I use. I have a few tarot decks, but generally when you come to my house, either you will see me read with La Baraja Española, you will see me read with a Rider deck, and this is the Golden Tarot deck, which is one of my favorite decks that I still use. And you can see that I've been using it since I got it. I don't know how long ago I got these. These were nice and firm, but they're kind of getting old and hard to shuffle. But they got this character to them. See that? It's kind of a little hard to shuffle. And so those are pretty much what I read with generally. I started reading for friends. I started reading for family. I was a kid, 17, 18, 19. You know, giving free readings. This was the way that it helped me, you know, to learn the tarot deck and you know, to get more comfortable with the tarot deck. And during the years, I have studied the symbolisms of each tarot card. I studied the elements, the zodiac associated to the tarot, everything that has to do with the tarot. But generally, when I don't really so much so as vomit what the book says. What I do is, if let's say the world card comes up, backward, the world what card comes up, then I throw it down and I got a meaning for it, and then I just keep going from there, from some of the meanings from the book, but most of it is from my intuition. And so when clients come to my house, you know, I just le echo las cartas. I throw the cards down and I read the cards for them. So I just wanted to do this at 30-year anniversary. You know, 30 years. I can't believe it's been that long that I've been reading the tarot deck. It's crazy to me. And I still do read. Sometimes I do la baraja. It depends what I'm in the mood for, or what the spirits call me to read for the client. I'm not really a tarot deck collector. I was in my 20s. And I used to have a whole bunch of tarot decks. I used to have, I think, there was a time when I had like 80 tarot decks, and I sold them all off. It was one Christmas year that I was having a hard time, and I wanted to afford presents for my family and my kids and all that. And this was the time when eBay or internet had started coming out, Windows 98. We were around that time, and I sold that whole lot online and made some money, but I kept the ones that I generally use daily to read for my clients. So again, 30-year anniversary. I can't believe how time flies, and I'm still doing this today. And you know, I love doing what I do. Don't get me wrong, I haven't worked professionally as a spiritual giving spiritual consultations professionally. You know, after I quit college, I worked in restaurants for many years as a restaurant manager and managed restaurants. And it was not until my early 40s when I said, you know what, I'm going to retire doing that and focus all my energy on giving spiritual consultations. And I'm pretty happy that I am. And I like to teach. I like to teach people who want to learn the tarot the best that I can. I have taught a few people. So again, I'm going to repeat myself. 30 years. I can't believe it's been 30 years. And my relationship with the tarot deck is still with me. So I'm going to end this video because there's not much to say about that. I just want to take a special shout out to Brian Valentin, who is my godson. He lives in Puerto Rico. And when I was in Puerto Rico, I had the opportunity, the chance to baptize him and give him puntos in Sanse and Espiritismo. And we went to a templo espiritista, and he was cleansed and purified. And he sent me a thank you gift. And I just want to show you, Brian. I'm not going to open it in the videos because it's very private. But Brian, I got the thank you gift. Thank you very much. I'm going to open it up off camera because this is very private. And this is between, you know, you and I. So I'm just going to keep that. But thank you very much. I want you to see that I got it. And muchas gracias. So yeah, 30 years in the tarot. Here I am. Hopefully I have another 30 years. Again, excuse the beard. You know, usually you see me clean shaven on my videos. I like to keep clean shaven, but I said, you know what, it's time to grow out a beard and see how I look. And if you guys don't like it, let me know. Leave a comment down below. Say, Sancita Brujo Luis, shave that. If you think it looks cool, just let me know. Hey, Sancita Brujo Luis, you look cool with your white beard. You know, it doesn't look bad on you, or it makes you look older, or whatever it may be. Hope you enjoyed this video. It wasn't something that I didn't think about. It was just something that I just wanted to throw out there before I forget, before September rolls away and I didn't do this video on my 30 years with the tarot. This is Sancita Brujo Luis. Much love, much respect. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you to all my new subscribers. At this moment, we're up to 17,000 subscribers. Very humbled. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Much respect, much love. Lo quiero mucho, mucho, mucho a todos my subscribers, to all my followers. Sancita Brujo Luis. Excuse me, Santo Sanse. Should I shave the beard? Should I keep it on? What do you guys think? Let me know. Does it make me look un poquito más Don Luis? So anyways, let me know. Santo Sanse.